Hello, you stupid wankers. Today I'm going to teach you what a ninja defuse is and how to do it. Now, if you already know what a ninja defuse is, here's some stupid time thingamadookie that you can go to. That way I can teach you how to do this stupid thing. So, anyways, a ninja defuse is basically, in basic terms, is when you defuse the bomb while the bomb planter's still alive. Now, there are a few exceptions to that, and let me just go ahead and explain those stupid ones right now. For example, the bomb planter plants the bomb and then immigrates to another country, but in that process he gets killed. That's okay, it can still be considered a ninja defuse as long as that dummy was so far away from the bomb that there was absolutely no possible way for him to come back and kill you. Another example would be, let's say a team rush plants at a bomb site, but the bomb planter gets killed by one of your stupid teammates. That can still be considered a ninja defuse as long as there's still a ton of enemies still at the bomb. If there is, you can still count that a ninja defuse. Alright, the stupid game clock is now beginning to start to beep in my stupid ear. So, let's go ahead and get into the fundamentals of how to ninja defuse. Alright, let's get into your class setup. For your primary weapon, I suggest having a submachine gun. I'll get more into the reasons why. And for your secondary, you're going to want a pistol. The main reason, a lot of people want to say, you want to launch us, you can shoot down UAVs. You don't need to. We have Ghost. You don't have to be moving in this game. Stop asking yourself dumb questions. And for your lethal, you're going to want a Semtex or a Tomahawk. Now, if you're going to use a Tomahawk, don't lay down, because otherwise you're going to look like an idiot. And I'll show you what it looks like later on in this video. And also, Semtexes are better because not only do they look better when you're laying down, but also you can cancel them. You can cancel Tomahawks too, but you can lay down with Semtexes. Tomahawks are better for just standing up in spots or crouching in spots or stuff like that. For your tactical, I suggest having a smoke grenade or a decoy. Decoys you can use for distractions, and smoke grenades, obviously, the reasons for these two are pretty obvious. Decoys you can use as gunshots, maybe distract the enemy, and smokes you can use to cover yourself, maybe if you have to run across the map to go defuse or something like that. And for your equipment, you're going to want a camera spike or a motion sensor. Perk 1's the most obvious perk. You're going to want Ghost, and obviously you can see they're all on everything's different teams, so you'll adapt to the map almost every single time when you have Ghost on. So Ghost is the main perk because it hides your name and it makes you invisible for spy planes, which get spammed like no tomorrow in this game. So you're gonna definitely want Ghost. Ghost is the mandatory perk. So perk 3 is gonna be Ninja because you move silently, and obviously you don't want anybody sound holding you dumbass when you're running up to the bomb. So you use Ninja. And then face paint, you just don't want you don't want to have anything that's too loud. So let's do this. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the class setup for good old Bob's Tooth. Now, this game's a little bit more complicated, but it's still good getting the ninja defuse on, so just listen up. Alright, so your character's appearance all depends on whatever your primary weapon is. So, that can differ for different teams. So, some teams you might be able to use a submachine gun, some teams you might not be able to. So, listen up. Listen closely, stupids. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and just do the perks and the tacticals, well, the equipment, and then I'll explain the character's appearance and all that. So perk 1, you want to have lightweight and Ghost. Lightweight, you can get to those bomb sites quickly and get to your spot quickly before the other team does. I mean, it's still gonna be difficult because Treyarch doesn't know how to place bombs. They just fucking throw them in the middle of the map. They don't beta test them or anything like that. But so then we have Ghost. A lot of people say, don't run Ghost because it only works when you're moving. Well, I mean, what? You're gonna let a UAV screw you over from getting a ninja defuse? Jeez, you people give up. Like, jeez, wow, you guys like giving up? No, I guess so. I'll explain more why you want Ghost 2 in about 5 seconds. So, perk 2, it's an obvious. You gotta have cold-blooded. Look at the description. It does pretty much everything for you. It even hides your name and a red crosshair. Black Ops 3, and yeah, so it's a pretty useful perk. And perk 3 is you can use pretty much anything. You can use dexterity, extreme conditioning. These are obvious, so you can get to these bomb sites, climb up on spots. You gotta climb spots, you can use dexterity, get to places quickly, so you don't run out of sprint. Use, extreme conditioning, engineers, so you can see all their cock charges. But these two are the ones I recommend. You might even want to run both. But awareness, you can hear the enemies. And even like I said, you don't even have to jack up you can just jack up your TV volume. You'll be able to hear people pretty easily. And dead silence. A lot of people say, I don't want dead silence because you can't. Sound whoring's hard in this game and whatever. Well, sweaty nerds are gonna find a way to do that either way. They're gonna find a way to sound whore either way. And also, dead silence does more than just silence your footsteps, whatever the fuck they call it, and it also silences your character. So if your dumb teammate gets smoked and your character has a need to scream out, "Hey, I got you!" or something like that, he won't say that with dead silence. So, and then let's get into your equipment. I like running 2 tacticals, a black hat and a smoke grenade. A smoke grenade because not only can you hide with these, also I'll explain. Okay, when you're hiding, you want to hold equipment. It looks a lot better than holding a knife or a gun. The equipment you can use is a concussion, smoke grenade, sensor grenade, EMP grenade, flashbang, and a Sentex. I have tactician on. I did that again, but and smoke grenade. I recommend smoke grenades because they are they are pretty much I love them for every game. I use them for every single game I Ninja Defuse on. Even Infinity Ward CODs, and I think I even used them in the 5 days I played of Advanced Warfare when I was Ninja Defusing. I didn't Ninja Defuse very long in that game, because that game's... The smoke grenades. Smoke grenades are great for obvious reasons. And, black hats, you want to have black hats, and this ties into Ghost. When a UAV gets called up, what you do is a lot of guys like to call UAVs in at the beginning of the game. Well, that's easy. You don't even have to move. You don't have to move. You just as soon as the UAV calls, as soon as they call the UAV, you just stay on your spawn. Watch out for cross mappers. Don't get your family disgraced, and just stick that thing up in the air and hack that stupid UAV. Take it down and then go run to your spot. Or now sometimes they'll call the UAV when you're in your spot. Now all you do there is you just look. You get out of your spot, find a safe spot. Look up and make sure keep moving at all times. Then look up at the sky and black out the UAV while moving. Just walk backwards or something like that. Follow the UAV by walking. Don't sprint. Just hack it. You can't even sprint in this game, but you get the point. Just sit up, look up, and black out the UAV while moving. Now let's get into the complicated stuff. I do not recommend having 2 weapons. Only have one. Only have one weapon if you get Ninja Defuse. And so the submachine gun will work for every single team except for the militia. Okay, and it doesn't always work on the ISA. I don't really recommend it on the ISA, but you can, except on Cove. Do not use the submachine gun on Cove. Okay, it will not work for either team. And now let's get into for this. Now this is your character will look the same if he has an assault rifle, a knife, or an assault shield. So if that's what's in your primary weapon slot, that your character will look the same, and you can use an assault rifle, a knife, or an assault shield for the SEALs, the Mercs, the FBI, and that's it. You really don't want to use it for any other team. Alright, and then the sniper. The sniper works for every single team. Every single team you can use the sniper. Every single team. It works for every single team, so if you don't know what to do, go with the sniper. But, for instance, if you're on the SEALs, use the submachine gun. It looks great. Your character's so dark they won't see shit, so use the submachine gun. And, and then the shotgun almost never works. It only works for a handful of teams. It only works for it doesn't really usually your character ends up having a whole bunch of gear on, and it doesn't usually look that good. I don't know why for a shotgunner, but for instance, it doesn't work on this. It's the only one that doesn't work for the SEALs. It looks okay for the mercenaries. It's all right with the FBI, alright with the SDC. And it's all right for the ISA too. But I recommend hardly ever using a shotgun unless you're gonna be moving around. If you're going to be hiding, don't use a shotgun. I don't recommend it. And a light machine gun, I don't recommend that either. But I don't think anybody has the idea to go Ninja Defuse with a fucking light machine gun unless you want to look like an absolute dumbass. But that's it for all that. All the complicated class bullshit. So try to explain that as briefly as possible. So yeah, that took... I'm sorry for this taking so long, but this is a complicated game. And I want to give you all my knowledge on how to Ninja Defuse on Black Ops 2. I mean, I've got 160. I got 163 of these dumb Ninja Defuses thingamajiggies. So I wanted to share all my knowledge with you. So now we're gonna get into the class setup for Black Ops 3. Now, for Black Ops 3, you obviously have these specials. This is the only Treyarch game we can actually customize your character. So, out of all these stupid specials that you have the choice of picking, I always go with the... a lot of people think, you want to go for the Spectre, man, because he's supposed to be stealthy and all that. No. He's got more lights on him than all the other characters in the game. Considering, speaking of the fact, every single character has red lights on this, so I'll get more into what you have to do to counter that. And you probably aren't going to even be able to counter it, because Vonderhaar is an ass. Out of all the specials here, I highly, highly recommend you go with the Outrider, simply because apparently, I guess it's because all the female characters apparently take more ADHD medicine than all the male characters. So, yeah, so And also the Outrider doesn't have a lot of red fucking lights on her, so that's good. Unlike the fucking Prophet or the fucking Spectre or the Robot, you get the point. Whatever you can choose. Usually you always want to start out as the Hunter, as that as your outfit choice, basically the default outfit. And then when you get into a lobby, you want to see what map you're on. So if you get into so it's pretty easy to change. So let's say we're blah blah blah. We got into a fucking lobby, and oh, it's Stronghold, so it's a snow map. So just quickly go to Specialist, change the Arctic. That's what we do all the time. It doesn't take that long. It's very quick. It's not like fucking, what's the game? I forget what game it was. It took for, oh yeah, MW3. It takes fucking forever to change shit because it's so fucking slow. But this game's, you know, look at that, instantly. So you can change pretty quickly. So you can change from all these really quickly. So if you get like you get hunted or something, you can go and change to fucking, I'm killing fucking time here, but you get it. You get the point. Now let's get into the actual class setup. Now if your class setup, your weapon really doesn't matter, but I suggest having a submachine gun as always. As I said before, you don't want anything too ridiculous on your gun. You don't want you don't want dark matter on your fucking gun. Now, I have a little Ninja Story 1 paint job on here. That doesn't really give you away as much as the red, but that doesn't usually give you away that much. But if you want to be, you know, I've never really, usually what always gives me away is that the fact that there's no way to get rid of your fucking name tag. Usually what gives me away is the red fucking lights on your fucking back, thanks to fucking Vonderhaar being too fucking lazy to make the CDP and the Black Ops look different. But sorry about that. I'm just kind of pissed off. I'm killing fucking time here. So, anyways, lethal. You might want to have a combat action, you know, just because so you can stat you if you want. You really don't even have to have a lethal. I just suggest having the 3 perks you're gonna want though is Ghost, Cold-Blooded, and Blast Suppressor. Now you can, if you unlock Dead Silence, obviously you're gonna want to put Dead Silence on because your footsteps are loud as shit in this fucking game. So yeah, and then obviously smoke grenades are very important because they are they will help you get so many ninjas because you can just smoke, like if you have 2 people, you can just smoke the shit out of an entire bomb site. And usually the dumbasses don't usually. You can do a lot with smoke grenades, is my point here. And yeah, and then like I said, your primary, it doesn't matter. It's not like Black Ops 2. It doesn't matter. You're deciding what your character looks like. So you know your gun doesn't decide what your character looks like. You decide what your character looks like. So yeah, and like I said, you don't have to go with lethal. I just suggest having a tactical. Yeah, but that's pretty much what I do as in my class setup. I like to run Afterburner as well, and you might instead of running Afterburner, you might want to run a tracker so you can see when the bomb's planted and you're approaching the bomb, or like you want to see what the enemies win or something like that. But I run Afterburner because every time I don't run Afterburner, I end up committing suicide. So that's why I run Afterburner. But you can really these perks are pretty flexible because none of these perks really do shit. The only one that really does anything is Blast Suppressor and Dead Silence. That's it. Everything else is pretty much useless, even fucking Cold-Blooded. Alright, now let's get into the actual Ninja Defuse tutorial. Now, as soon as the round starts, you want to know immediately where you're going to go, so you're not circling around the bomb, looking for spots like a dickwad. Now, go into private maps and search for spots, or search for some ninja spot video. I guaranteed you, some other pudwhack has made a ninja spot video. Now, once you get into the bomb site you're fixing the ninja defuse at, you want to find a good place to put your equipment if you're on Black Ops 1. Then you want to go hide in your spot. Now, after you get into your spot, you want to have your largest weapon out, unless you're on Black Ops 3 and you want to hold your fist, which is nothing, and then you want to hold your whatever equipment you're using. Now, the reason why I say largest weapon is because, for some reason, when you hold your equipment, whatever weapon you have in your hand just automatically just randomly disappears. So, there you go. And also, if you're going to hold a tomahawk, make sure do not do that while you're laying down unless you want to look like a complete dumbass. Now, you also either want to have a headset that allows you to hear the game, or you want to jack up your TV volume. Me, I just jack up my TV volume to like 30 or whatever. That's really high for my TV, I guess, for video games. But that allows you to hide in places where the bomb site is not visual. So, yeah. Now, once you're aware that some dumbass is playing the bomb, you want to get up and start to approach the bomb player. Now, you got to know the situation. If there's one guy alive, you can get out of your spot pretty carelessly. But if there's multiple people alive, you might want to be a little careful before you rise out of your spot and run over there like a crackhead and get your dumbass killed and disgrace your own family. Now, while you're defusing the bomb, most of the time you're going to be wanting to be laying down. A lot of people tell you to spin. Well, you only want to do that unless you're playing a sweaty nerd who you absolutely know will be sound whoring. If you know he's gonna be sound whoring, you might want to go ahead and spin. Now, if you're ninja fusing with multiple people, you don't always want to split bomb sites. You don't want to have one person go A and one person go B. What you want to do is you want to have one person go like usually in a search and destroy game. Usually in a 3 rounds of search and destroy, the enemy team will eventually plant at the bomb site. They usually don't plant at the same bomb site every single damn time. So reason why is because if you don't split bomb sites, that means if someone plants the bomb, one person can defuse and the other person can distract. And distraction, if you can put up just a halfway decent distraction, you can get yourself a ninja defuse just about every time. Now, remember that your job as a distractor is to keep the attention away from the diffuser. So before you start spraying in the air like a dipshit, make sure it is absolutely necessary for you to do so. Do not draw the bomb planner back to the bomb. If he runs off a mile away or whatever, you don't need to distract. Just let him go. But if he runs off a mile away and you start shooting, you're going to draw him back. So the best way to provide a good distraction is to act like you're trying to kill him. All you got to do is stall for 6 seconds. And as I said, you want to make sure it's absolutely necessary for you to perform a distraction. So the best way to make sure of that is when they plant the bomb, you just want to stand. You really just want when you say, okay, you're hiding at the bomb site. Okay, they plant the bomb. So they're starting to plant. So you're the ninja diffuser, the person who's defusing the bomb gets up. They go and get ready to take the bomb and defuse it. And then what you want to do is you just want to get up out of your spot as a distractor and just move up a little bit, stand a good distance. Don't get as close as the ninja diffuser, and then you just want to watch what the guy does. If he comes at if he immediately just runs off, let him go. If he comes at you, try to stay alive for as long as possible, and yeah, and that's about it. And then, if they start shooting the diffuser immediately, try to get his attention. Try to get the bomb planner's attention because a lot of times they'll bail on killing the diffuser and start killing you if you pose a good threat to them. So, like I said, all you gotta do is stall for 6 seconds. It's not that hard. So that pretty much concludes our Ninja Defuse tutorial. I hope you found this helpful. One extra thing about Black Ops 3 is though you noticed in the video I started complaining a lot about the red lights that were on your back because Treyarch was too lazy to make the CDP and the Black Ops look different. They just stuck red lights on the enemies. That's fair. But, as I complained about that, the one way to, like I said, there's not really a lot of ways to counter that. And obviously at bomb sites, you don't always have the best places to hide. And obviously in other games you can get away with it because you actually did not look like you were trying to get killed. So, you know, the one strategy we came up for Black Ops 3 in order to deal with the red lights is instead of just hiding at the bomb site, sometimes we'll just hide in the back of the map and just wait for the bomb to be planted and then just run all the way over to that bomb and get the defuse. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But it's a hard game to ninja defuse on. Like I said, if you just want to relax and have fun ninja defusing, I suggest playing Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. Those are probably the two best games to ninja defuse on in Call of Duty. So, yeah, hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you guys in the next segment of this chapter, which will be a ninja defuse on every single map on Black Ops 3.